back on Facebook, our pal Jeff from Jeff and Greg
Nice.
created a page I joined last week.
Yes, I just joined that one too.
Okay, call out bad business or praise the good ones
Yes.
in SE, Idaho.
I do think that it's correct in telling that he put those in there in that order, because realistically, I think people are a lot more likely to go and call out a business than they are to praise one.
Well, and speaking of things, that the Life in Idaho Falls admins filter out of that page, they don't allow that.
Right.
Because if they did, it would just be that.
Right. It would be one long Yelp review.
So I think Jeff maybe had a light bulb moment and went, actually, I asked him about it. Here he is in his own words explaining why he put the page together.
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I actually made that page a few years ago, and I never really did anything with it. And then I remembered the other day that I had it up there, and I really wanted to get the word out about how Art's muffler f***ed us over, and those normal life in intercity here pages frown on talking shit about businesses, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start my own thing where people can get on here and say whatever they want, because I feel like there's a lot of businesses out there that get a lot of business because they have a lot of friends in the community or whatever, such as Art's Muffler. We were screwed over big time by him, and when you start looking at his Google reviews, they're all horrible. There's very few good ones. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start this page. I'm going to allow people to let people know who they should avoid, and then, leave it open for hey, I found this company that actually did some really cool stuff and I recommend them. Because, I don't know, not everyone goes to Google for the reviews, and maybe somebody could be recommended from hearing something on our page, and I think that'd be pretty cool.
Okay.
Nice.
So it was born out of a desire to call out one particular bad business in his mind.
Right.
It is a wall of text, what happened between him and this business. Mm-hmm. So I actually copied and pasted it into ChatGPT and had it give me a summary.
Of course you did.
But basically, he spent a couple $1,000s with this business and car to work on. And after 3 months, he's like, okay, just give me my car back.
Right.
So not only did they not diagnose it properly, they kept his money. He sued them successfully in small claims court. They still haven't paid him. I guess small claims judgments aren't enforceable. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
I thought you could put a lien on their
You can do something with the sheriff's office, and he's done that twice.
Okay, interesting.
To no avail.
Oh, bummer.
So that's why the page was started. Okay. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth.
Fair enough.
We'll watch that one.
Yeah. That's an interesting one.
We never talk shit here on IFAF.
Not even once. I guess the one tiny word of advice that I'll throw out there is make sure you're not being libelous.
Libels written, slander spoken, libelous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
don't say anything that's not true.
Yeah. Give your opinion. That's totally fine. Just don't exaggerate anything.
Great advice.
Yeah. Especially because if it's bad enough, it'll come out.
Let's talk about new businesses moving.
Yeah, there have been a few of those.
Businesses coming. Mm-hmm. Let's start with the brand new Starbucks in Idaho Falls.
Right.
Guys, how could that possibly be news? Well, let's keep going. The brand new Starbucks in Idaho Falls that is, I measured it on Google Maps, 1,100 feet away from another Starbucks.
Yeah,
so it's on the Northgate Mile.
Yeah.
There's another Starbucks already in Fred Meyer.
Yes.
1,100 feet away.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why they decided to put it right there.
I think I know why.
Okay.
Because it's right next to a Java Express.
Okay. Well, okay, but you know what? Here's where I'm going to push back. I feel like people tend to be very brand loyal to their coffee shop.
And you think that's not going to interfere with Java Express's business?
In the sense that if maybe they have way too long of a line and Starbucks doesn't, then they might go there. But
right,
but I don't think it's going to be that big.
Well, and I think there's a reason why there's so many Burger Kings next to McDonald's.
Right.
If sometimes, if half the people in the car feel like McDonald's and the other half feel like Burger King, you can knock. It's sort of like how, right? Aren't all car dealerships clustered together usually?
Yeah, it's because they know you're going to go from lot to lot. It makes
Yeah.
sense to put them all together.
Right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's it. Anyway, do we have enough Starbucks in town? We've got 6 now. And we have
Probably,
3
but-
Java Espressos.
Yeah. I will say, though, I personally, that's a tough one. I really like Starbucks. I feel like that one tends to fall on the bottom of the food chain. And to be clear, I don't like coffee. I'm not buying coffee from here.
Yeah.
But I like their tea options, and not a lot of places have tea options.
So Java Espresso has been around since 1993. I remember when they opened.
Yes.
Here in
Yeah.
town. Yeah, they were one little, kiosk, drive-through, drive-by shack.
Yeah, it was the one in the Dollar Tree and Little Caesars parking lot first, right?
Or was there one
I know there's
more?
one on Broadway.
There was one on Anderson, but I don't know if that was Java Joe's because I think somebody set up shop first.
Right.
And then a couple of other competitors followed, but it was Java Espresso ultimately that prevailed through the Java wars of the 90s.
Right.
And now they're franchising like in Utah,
Oh, cool.
other places in Idaho, and I think coming soon to Montana. Anyway,
Okay, cool.
so we'll see, but nothing says F you, small business,
Yeah, quite like putting a megacorp
Like-
right next to him.
like sandwiching
Yeah.
a small business in between 2 giant
Yeah.
megalithic.
I will say
stores.
the one that is closest to that Starbucks, the other one, is inside Fred Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people won't do that for their morning commute or anything like that
Right.
because they would have to get out of their car to go in and get it. And that's just not reasonable for a lot of people.
Right, commute time, yeah.
Yeah.
And
so,
don't they both open like super early? I think these ones on
Super.
the Northgate Mile like 3 or 4 or something.
I mean, yeah, so people can get their coffee at the time when people need it the most.
psych buses can, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be that big of a difference in Java Espresso's bottom line because I do think that people tend to get the drink that they want regardless of where
like
it's
one
at.
or the other.
Yeah, and usually they like how one place makes it and that's where they're going to go.
And sometimes it starts with a craving before you even get there.
Oh,
sometimes
for
it's a drive-by
sure.
like, yeah, that looks like a good idea.
Right, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so that's something that just happened. Something that is coming, a new Broulim's coming to Ammon again
Oh, they're putting another one in?
at Lincoln, at Hit and Lincoln,
Oh, okay,
By-
that's actually a pretty good place to put it.
east of Costco. Isn't
Yeah.
that brilliant, don't you think?
Yes.
There's no grocery store around there,
Right.
and Broulim's is going to rule Ammon.
Yeah.
Now they've got North and South Ammon,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I live right in between the two.
Yeah, you do actually,
it'll
huh?
be like, kind of.
Yeah, it'll be I mean, I live really close to the one that currently exists, so you'll probably end up going to that one more just
Yeah.
because you're probably going to come visit me more. But
Just interesting
Yeah.
that they kind of saw that hole and took it
and filled it
before Albertsons.
right.
And I'm wondering, when are we going to get another Winco?
Oh my gosh! You know
With
what?
as
We
busy
really
as
could
they
use
are,
another Winco,
Right?
like more than anything else.
Where would you put it?
I mean, honestly, where Broulim's is going in would be a really good spot for it because we definitely need one on this side of town.
Although
Thankfully,
it's
the
not
Winco
that
we
far-
have is pretty centrally located.
Pretty central.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe you put the other Winco like, I don't know, kind of on Sunnyside, like near where there aren't as many businesses and
Maybe
houses.
Jackson Hole Junction
Yeah, something like that.
toward
There you go.
I-15?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, kind of outskirtsy or closer to Iona.
Then Love at First Bite had 2 locations going on at once. They finally closed their old location last week, and they're just open. It's across Pierview driving up the street, like
Right.
100 yards. Yeah, the former Bill's Bike and Run / Bike and Snow / Bike
Yes.
and whatever.
Bike and sweat, really. Yeah.
Bill's Biking.
Yeah.
And we took a look inside. Look at the mezzanine there.
I love a good mezzanine.
To use that word again
Yeah.
2 times in a couple episodes. Their candy counter is still there.
I mean, you've gotta. I mean, Love at First Bite, I think, is defined by their candy counter.
And I did grab a couple of different types of Dubai chocolate, which we're going to get into
Ooh
for
la
treat
la.
time next episode.
It's gonna be so good. I am a little pissed you didn't get me a Macron.
Oh,
I see how it is.
it slipped my mind.
Of course.
And isn't the store super bright? Look at all the light coming in from those windows.
Oh, yeah.
And the white paint and everything just magnifies. It looks great.
Yeah.
Love at first bite in their new location, still on Pierview Drive. You are IFAF this week. Crisp high five. 21 finger gun salute.
Pew.
And chef's kiss.
To you for making life a little sweeter.
Boy, if there's an idea you're having for a business in Idaho Falls, I'm pretty sure you can't go wrong with
Sugar?
sugar.
Yeah.